Right there, sweet spot.
We're on the air.
Good evening and welcome to the March 8th meeting of the Parks, Recreation, and Culture Board. I hereby call this meeting to order, and we'll begin with a roll call, please.
Mr. Corbett.
Here.
Mrs. Fulcher.
Here?
Mrs. Meyer.
Here.
Mrs. Bidigari and Mrs. Heaton are not with us this evening.
Thank you. Our first point is our agenda, and before we approve that agenda, I believe Sharon has a motion.
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to amend the agenda and to move the election for officers till our April meeting.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor of moving election to the April meeting, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. So now I would accept a motion to approve the amended agenda for tonight.
Motion to approve the agenda.
And second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. And then you also have before you a copy of the minutes that Jackie prepared from the February meeting. Had a second to look over those. I will motion to approve the minutes.
And I will second those.
All in favor of approving the minutes? Say aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you. So that brings us to the staff report, and I believe our superintendent of parks, Kim Farrell, will be providing that tonight. She's missed me, by the way.
I have really missed you, Eric. Yes, thank you for joining us, and excited to have Candy back in person. So,
Thank you.
really, one of these days we're going to have everybody, and it's going to look very, very crowded up there. But that's all right. We'll deal with it. So yes, thank you for having me up here. We are changing things up a little bit as far as park board reports go for the upcoming year. Obviously, each month we highlight a lot of the great stuff that we are doing, Senior Center, in Parks and Recreation, as far as our events, our projects, everything like that. But we have tended to kind of like some of our plans. We put together these plans, a master plan, strategic plans. It goes on our shelves. We work through it as far as staff and project out what we want to do, but never come back to park board and say, hey, just so you know, we did this great master plan. Some of you were involved in the process back in 2019, but we just wanted to share that again and again, just like, here's the plan, here's how we go about choosing our capital projects, why we make the decisions that we do. So each month, we would like to present just a different plan, a different report, and that's what the staff report is going to do. That's what we'd like to do for this upcoming year for 22. See how this format works for us, and then we will have a division report and just be able to report back each division, if you want to say subdivision, Parks, Recreation, and Senior Center, what they're going to be doing. So again, we are going to be starting with a Parks Master Plan. We did have started with our first one in 2008. Went 10 years, we got to 2018, and decided it was time to update that again. So I'm trying to find a little arrow. Okay, don't mind my faces. So we always start out anything when we work with consultants or any type of projects, we send out a request for qualifications. So send this out just so everybody, all the businesses, anybody who would apply, here's exactly what we're looking for. We want a 10-year plan, we want to look at our citywide park system, and we also wanted it to be a community-driven plan. Without a doubt, myself, staff can come up with an amazing parks master plan, but it's not necessarily ours, it's the City of Beavercreek's. So we wanted to make sure that the focus was getting input from the community. We did have a small committee internally in our office that reviewed all the applicants, just to read through all the different qualifications and all the RFQs that we received. And we chose Branstetter Carroll. They did our original master plan in 2008. As they sent in the one for 2019, the knowledge that they have for the city, the qualifications, a lot of the stuff that they're doing is exactly what we were looking for. And they also had a slight leg up because they have the old plan and they would be able to do some comparisons of, hey, here's what the city said in 2008, now what are they saying in 2019? So we were really excited to get some of those comparisons as well, and then they would also be able to take a look at, here's what you've done, and here's still what should be on the plan for the future. So this is just how Branstetter Carroll started us out. Evaluate, just kind of take a look at all the internal, external assessments, engage the community, bring forth a vision, and then show us the action plan. We did start out with a public engagement. We did statistically valid mail survey. I think they were hoping to get 450 surveys back, but we got 464. So again, we're very fortunate to live in a community that really speaks out and lets us know what they would like. We did web and handout surveys. We got 1,153. We also wanted to make sure that those, if you weren't chosen to do the statistically valid survey, that you still had some input. And then so what Branstetter Carroll would do, they'd take those surveys and then they would input it so we could get everybody's suggestions. We did a public open house, a movie in the park event. We held 24 stakeholder groups, and then we also did a mind mixer online. So that was, people could log in and there'd be a couple questions. You would answer those questions. They would use those answers to develop more questions. So it was more engagement and a constant conversation instead of, you know, you go to open house, here's what I'd like to see, and then you kind of walk away. Here we go. So we sent 1,500 of the mail surveys out. Our goal was 400, and we got 464 back. We already talked about the web and handout surveys. And then we compared all the results with our 2008 survey, and it just kind of shows some of the changes in the public opinion. Not a lot of it did change. It was kind of interesting, but you'll see some of that as we go. So some of the kind of the top ranking things for the upgrades to existing parks. People wanted to see restrooms, and you'll see 3 different colors. They might be kind of hard to see on the screen, but the blue is from the mail survey. That middle line is from our web survey, and then the bottom, or the darker orange, is from our 2008. So clearly, restrooms are still high on everybody's mind. Same with trails, ranked up high, shade structures. We did not ask about shade in 2008. That was something new. Drinking fountains, natural areas, trees and landscaping, picnic shelters, and picnic tables. So those were kind of the ones that had risen to the top. So I'm just having trouble clicking. There we go. So some of the priorities for investment, and this is for facilities, and this is what people would actually want to put money into. Again, walking and hiking trails rose to the top, and we're finding when we do like all different surveys, walking and hiking trails is always at the top. So we are always trying as best we can improve trails, find ways where we can develop new trails. They may not be long, but even if they're like a mile, mile and a half, it's a place where somebody can go and just walk. Indoor swimming pools, outdoor swimming pools, small neighborhood parks, recreation center, natural areas, spray grounds. So those were kind of like the high priorities. And I won't read through everything, but then we also had our medium priorities as they went down. So then we had priorities for investments for our programs. So again, one of the things in 2008, we didn't really concentrate on the programs as much. It was more just on the actual facilities and our parks themselves. So we wanted to try to see also like, okay, well, we're coming up with different programming, but what do people want to see? So adult fitness and wellness programs, really that was a clear winner. So we have been trying to work on doing more wellness programs, doing more adult fitness, and see what different programs can be out there, whether they're, kind of the new latest craze, or if it's some of the things that have been working for years and just adding more classes. Summer concerts, nature programs, and then programs for ages 55 plus. Again, those are the high priorities. So as we look at programming every single year, we go back to this master plan and say, all right, you know what? We still need to focus on adult fitness, wellness. We're not getting rid of our summer concert series. We may change those up a little bit depending on the bands that we get. Nature programs, that'll be one of the things that Erin will start developing when she comes back. We're going to try to do some nature programming this year. And then our programs for ages 55 plus, again, over at the senior center, and those are always a real popular thing. So, and then the rest of them they're kind of about the tide throughout their special events, sports programs. We will still capitalize on those and continue to improve those, but we always watch the priority of the community. One of the things, and again, it's, reasons that people are not using our parks, if it's something that we can change, we absolutely will do that. So do not know what's offered. We're working on our communication and marketing a lot more, and just try to figure out how can we reach people. We're still hearing the In Touch is kind of the big way to go. So we try to have a big presence in the In Touch, but, again, through email blasts, Facebook, flyers, new releases. We just try everything so people know that what is going on. We also have a monthly newsletter that Erin started. So the do not have time, that's unfortunate. That's not something that we can kind of help with. We can help by offering different programs at different times, or at least have open space where somebody does have time, they can go out and utilize what we have and just make sure that our parks are still looking great. They do not know where the location of the facilities, so again, we've updated our city park map and tried to get that out at all our events. It's on our website. Use facilities in other cities or other providers in Beavercreek. Again, we do the best that we can and hope that people come back to Beavercreek. Facility or program not offered, or program times are not convenient. So some of those, again, it might not be something that we can improve upon or nothing that we can do, but we'll still strive to get everybody in Beavercreek involved in Beavercreek parks. This map, really it's hard to see, but this shows like all the different places where we did get survey results, and it's all the little dots, and I don't have a cool laser pointer, but if you see orange dots like all over the map, it shows that we got responses from everybody all across Beavercreek. It wasn't just northern Beavercreek, it wasn't southern or central, it was across the city. So that was really exciting for us. When we had our open house, we did $1 voting. This was something new for 2019. When people came out, they were given $100 in Monopoly money, and then there were boxes on a table, and they used that $100 in any which way they wanted and how they would spend their money. Top one was a new spray ground and splash pad. If you've been around Beavercreek, you've noticed that we do not have one of those. Not to say that we'll never will, but we just don't have the right place for it. Upgrade existing parks and facilities, and that's what we've been focusing on over the past, 5-10 years. Our theme has always been taking care of what we have, and so we want to upgrade, and we want to make sure that what we have already is fantastic, and then we will continue to improve and add. We can't really do much with the indoor game courts. We don't have an indoor facility. Acquire and preserve open space, natural and historic areas. That's one I did want to highlight. It was one of the top $1 voting. And so we're always looking throughout Beavercreek. It's like, where can we get open space? We don't want to see all the development. I know there's other departments that want to see the development and all the economic development, but we're parks, we want to see open space, we want people out there. So as we are looking at land, looking at grants, we were able to get a grant to purchase 100 acres. that was where we came up with that. It's like, you know what, we're not just purchasing land because, oh, let's do that, that'd be fun. It's something that the community wanted us to do, just preserve open space where we can. If you drive around Beavercreek, there's not a whole lot. So when we're able to do that, that's what we're looking at. And if we can get a grant to do it, even better. So again, build new walking and biking trails, still top, one of the top on the list. New athletic fields, expand programs and special events, build new parks, which again falls into the open space, and we're working on. And then other was just just different things that people came up with. We had 126 participants at the open house, stakeholder groups, and then the movie in the park. So that's where some of these percentages came from. Up here, you'll see the stakeholder meetings. We did try to touch every volunteer, any partner group that we work with, because everybody has a different need. So if we talk to as many people as we can also maybe try to focus and narrow down the best thing. So of course we had park staff, city council, our senior advisory board, park board, we had our sports groups, and then the partner organizations that we may help with events, or they use our parks for something else. So the community theater, Greene County Council on Aging, Owens Place, Dayton Raiders. So I think we had a broad group of people to talk to. Once we had all of the engagement taken care of, the surveys, the stakeholder groups, the open houses, then Branstetter Carroll basically brought our steering committee back, and we went through and to look at all the results. So Stakeholder Top Recommendations was the partnerships with our department, and again, that's something that we're still working on, and trying to reach out to our partners, making sure that they're getting what they need from us and we're getting what they need from us, vice versa. Volunteers are needed. Absolutely, we're always looking for volunteers. That's one of the things that we talk about at Park Board every single year, every month. A centralized calendar. This is a lofty goal. I think it'd be really cool. The purpose behind that is it's a one-stop shop. You go to a calendar and you can find out about sports groups, this event, this, instead of trying to hit all different ones. But it would be great to have, but it's not something that we're being able to pull together yet. Team programs, water access or irrigation. Again, that's except for Rotary Park. Not a lot of our parks have water. So, and just to be able to keep them up. That was a little joke. Rotary Park flooded yesterday, if you're not surprised. But then also some of the other recommendations, field improvements, an indoor facility, better communication and marketing, which I think we are, I hope we're doing better. We now have a communications manager to help us through all that. Improve or add restrooms, and then start connecting our parks through trails. Also part of this, and our steering committee helped us come up with a new vision and mission. Whenever we have a quarterly staff meeting with our maintenance group, we do try to remind them, it's here's our mission statement. It's to deliver recreational experiences that enhance the quality of life. So we're just really trying to remind everybody that's exactly why we're here. So no matter what you're doing, if you're cutting grass, if you're running a program, we are delivering recreational experiences that enhance quality of life. And then we also came up with a new vision, is building a happy and healthy community by connecting people to quality parks, engaging programs, and unique events. So by reiterating both of these always, that also sets the tone. So we already know what the community wants, but we also internally, this is our mission, this is our vision, this is going to help guide us to where we're going. We came up with core values of connectivity, health and wellness, safety, inclusion, collaboration, and leadership. So again, those are our core values, and something that, we haven't worked on the core values as much as we went through accreditation last year. We did match up some of the things that we did, our standards, to our values. As we put together new policies, procedures, we also go back to our values, like, here's why we have a risk management, here's why we have this plan, because it comes back to our values. And then we have 4 main goals and objectives. Goal 1 is quality parks and facilities, enhanced connectivity, attractive programs and quality experiences, effective management, and efficient operations. So in last winter, when we were putting together our goals for '22, we used these 4 major goals, and really, so some of the, when we have presented goals for you in the past, it's like, oh, we want to increase the IB rentals by 10%. We want to increase, summer camp attendance, those type of things. Those are more of our objectives to get us to these main 4 goals. And you'll see that throughout, like, as we talk to you about our goals and objectives throughout the year. Some of the major recommendations, I will not read through all of these. It's a big, long list. But, some was like improve maintenance, add support features, perform an ADA accessibility assessment, prepare some park master plans for individual larger parks, continue to implement the non-motorized recommendations of a thoroughfare plan, add paved trail loops, and then put some outdoor fitness equipment at select parks. Develop a spray ground at Lafino Park, dog park at Vergalito. Some of those, it looked good on paper for this master plan, but we have a 100-acre park now. So some of these things, it's like, it doesn't make sense in some of these smaller parks now because we have a better place to go. But, pursue a location to develop a recreation center with gym space, add a stage roof to the amphitheater, expand our marketing programs, develop a capital maintenance and replacement program, seek opportunities to expand partnerships with local organizations. Some of these things that we have already been working on. Again, I don't want to bore you with all the bullet points. And I will say a lot of this was taken from our executive summary, and it is on our website. So if anybody wanted to read through all of it, it's on the city's website on the Parks and Recreation tab. After we have went through all the big recommendations, then we had an action plan. So if we did everything in that plan, it would cost us $21.3 million over the process of 10 years. And that includes a recreation center, which I really don't know if it's anything that come to fruition, so please don't call the office tomorrow and ask about a recreation center. It is not even close to within 5 years. So, but it was nice. So like the plan that they put together for us is organized by, 0 to 2 years, 3 to 5, 6 to 10, and we can use that as our, like, oh, yep, this sounds good. Within the next 2 years, here's what we want to do, or yeah, they say maybe in 3 to 5, but we're going to switch this around. So they gave us a framework, and then we could flip it around as we wanted to. So that is pretty much our master plan. Like I said, we have an executive summary on our website. The full plan is a big old binder. Everybody on the park board should have a copy of that. But I just want to review the process, and again, so as we come up with our goals, as we come up with projects or what we do, this is the reason why, and this is why we did a master plan. I'm happy to answer any questions if you have any.
I do not. I think the 3 of us were involved in that process, and appreciate you sharing that information and kind of reminding us of not only kind of what the priorities were, but some things that have been done since then. I know that we've got one member that couldn't be here tonight that was not there, and we'll be happy to continue to communicate with her and answer any questions we can there. And I also appreciate you reminding our community that may not have been around at that time or not aware that we do work very hard to get community input in any decisions moving forward. So
Absolutely.
and that's what I actually took notes on that, and I think I said that publicly at the time. Not every place goes to the effort that our consultants and the staff went to get that kind of feedback in a variety of ways. So I really appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Anybody else?
Thank you.
Thank you. And so we'll move on whenever you're ready to the division report.
Good evening. So again, we're changing up the format a little bit. We had a little difficulty with staff this week, so generally I would be doing the staff report, and then you'd have a different face doing your division report, just to change it up a little bit, but tonight you just got me, so. And again, so our division report is going to be a little shorter. So again, as park board members, as we go through, it's like, you know what, I miss seeing this or getting this information, please just let us know, and we can always add that to it. So, but we will, if I can get this to work. Start with our senior center. They had our Day of Caring 365 brunch. This year was strictly a drive-through. This is something that we've been doing annually for many, many years. All the proceeds do go to Day of Caring 365. And any money that is raised in Beavercreek actually stays local through that organization, which is great. This year they did ask for a donation of hygiene items, and so people could drop off their donations prior to the drive-through or the day of. But they raised $700. From what I heard, that everybody that went through is fantastic. They did a pancake bake. Oh, there it is, blueberry pancake bake and sausage. So our kitchen ladies seem to change it up just about every single year. They do a fantastic job. The Beavercreek Youth Council, I think, was also out there to help. So I want to thank everybody for helping put this together, and everybody that came through. We served 82 meals that morning. So it was great. So again, look for, if you missed it this year, it'll be the last Sunday of February next year. So you can mark your calendars now. In March, they'll have their annual St. Patrick's Day party. I think this is the first one in a few years that they're having in person. So it'll be very exciting. I think a leprechaun may show up and, do a little jig. You don't know. If you've not been to the senior center lately, get over there. They are crazy in a fantastic way. But it's Thursday, March 17th from 12 to 1:30. You do have to purchase tickets in advance, and you do need to be a member. We are trying to we're doing a lot more member-only events. But if you're not a member, shame on you. Go on over, take a tour, sign up. You can be a member for a day if you wish. But I guarantee you'll go and you're going to want to sign up. But they'll be serving corned beef, cabbage, rolls, and dessert, and we want to thank Harbor Chase for being one of our sponsors. On the recreation side, we did our Do You Want to Build a Snowman? And I know there's a lot of people out there saying, oh, that last snow, that was terrible. In our recreation world, and when we had a contest saying, do you want to build a snowman? We loved it. We ended up with 30 entries and a lot of great photos, a lot of creativity out there, a lot of very adorable faces. So hopefully you were able to log on to Facebook, see all the different entries, but want to congratulate Linda for being our 2022 winner. She took home a little prize pack that we put together. So yeah, again, very creative, and I'm sorry for those that did not like the snow, but we were happy for one last one. Our street department was not as thrilled for that snow either, but sadly we're kind of like, yay! And summer camp is coming, so I go from snow to summer. Starting, is that a Tuesday, Jackie? Starting Tuesday morning, it is time to register for summer camp. Last year, we did fill just about every single week. There was a wait list, so if you want to sign your kid up for summer camp, give us a call Monday. You can also register online starting Monday. But I do recommend you go if you can see all the information now, all the themes, everything out there. There's a participant packet that you do have to fill out prior to registration. You can do all of that before Tuesday. But we have 8 weeks of themed camps, and we are bringing back field trips. So it's going to be a fantastic summer. We're really excited. We are starting to interview now for our camp directors and camp counselors. So we got some good people coming back. We got some new good people coming in. And if you are looking for a summer job, give us a call, log on to our HR website, apply, because we are filling positions right now. One of the things we'd also like to kind of start expanding is our CIT program, and that's Counselor in Training. This is for 14 to 17-year-olds. It is a non-paid position, but you get to go to camp, you get to play with the kids, you get some experience, and you pay one nominal fee for the summer. You get to go to the field trips, you get to organize activities. So if you're interested in going to an education, you want to work with kids, or you just want to play this summer, being a CIT is ideal. You'll get some great experience, learn from some of the best, and quite frankly, have a great time. So wear shorts and t-shirts all summer long and play. On the park side, our park staff has been pretty busy this winter. We've been working out at Vergalito Park. We have a good portion of the path all around the park complete. We've put some, for lack of a better, like small rock, so it'll be a nice path, a nice walking path. I think about 1 mile all the way around. And they have also redone the bridge that crosses the creek. It was not safe to go on, but now that thing is solid. Our staff has done an amazing job. So they've got a few more things to do out at Vergalito, and then that park will be complete. They also, each year, and this is a picture of it, we get a deforester, and we just take it around to different parks and knock down honeysuckle. And that it just helps clear out. One of the bigger places I think this year was at EJ Nutter Park. It stays wet for so long, and there's just been honeysuckle and old trees, and that machine just takes it all down. It opens it up, and we will get some seed and straw down and start growing some grass, and it'll be a lot nicer out there. We are doing working on the pedestrian bridge at Merrick, and then doing more of an ADA sidewalk, so it's easier. We've heard, and it's mostly from like parents with strollers. It's like a 90-degree turn to get across that bridge, so we're kind of making it more of a curve sidewalk. So it'll be ADA accessible, and then just improve the bridge a little bit. And then as soon as it starts warming up and stays warm, we're going to open up the restrooms, water fountains, and we will be ready to go and start mowing parks. So like I said just before, we are hiring. We are hiring our camp counselors, camp directors. We have 2 intern positions open. One is our sports management intern, and that oversees our adult softball, soccer, and so checks in on some of our summer sports camps. We also have a parks intern. That person works in our office. That is 40 hours a week, and they help run some of our events, the summer concert series, the movie. Wednesday evenings is our family recess, and actually both interns will be out there for that one. But if you want to get into recreation, if you want to get into like some type of event management, our parks intern is perfect. There is not many people in our office, and so our intern gets projects that we rely on them to actually do. So it's not just, oh, hey, do this will be great. We're relying on you to get this done. So it's a great experience. And then, of course, park maintenance, and that's mowing parks, working on ball diamonds. We also have some landscaped beds throughout the city, so maybe helping mow boulevards, work on some landscape beds. So all these positions are open if you're looking for a job, 18 and up. Most of them, you're guaranteed 40 hours a week, no weekends, no evenings, except for sports management intern. But So it's a good place to work, I think. So, and I believe that is it for our division report. Again, I'm happy to answer any questions on anything that discussed, or if there's any of the events or programs that you've heard about that you have questions of.
I have one question.
Yes.
So you mentioned that the senior center is doing more members activities. So can you tell us again, I know you've told us many times, but what is the cost for people to be a member?
Sure. It's $35 if you are a resident, and that's city resident or township resident, and then $55 if you are a non-resident.
And that's for the year.
That is for the year, and that gets you in the door, use of our fitness room. We do have some free classes, the library, computers, game tables, yes.
Yeah. So it's a great investment.
It absolutely, even just for the fitness room itself, you can't beat that. Yeah, so it's $35 for the year.
Thank you, Kim.
You're welcome.
Good. I did notice, kind of put a smile on my face, the snowman competition, right? And which was an idea generated by one of our former board members, Dan Tips, and to see the growth there makes me happy. And at Wright State, we did steal that idea, and we've been doing our own for students as well since
Nice.
that came up here. And we always get a handful of students participate, so it makes me smile. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, that moves us to old business. Likely the only real old business item, thank you, I believe is our volunteer recognition program, which is coming up in April, and we're going to put some finishing touches on that at our pre-meeting tonight, and looking forward to recognizing the great folks in the community that help with so many programs. And then new business, usually this is a time where staff share volunteer opportunities that are out there for upcoming events. And Kim, do you have anything for us today?
Yes. Towards the end of April, we have our Soar into Spring event at Lafino Park. So if anybody would like to come out and help get the registration table, or at any of the stations that might need some assistance, that would be great. And then also just in general, for anybody in our listening audience, we put together a park project list. So if anybody has, looking for an Eagle Scout, is it a Gold Award for Girl Scouts? If any organization just wants to volunteer, we have a project list for that. And the Senior Center is always looking for volunteer help, drivers, escorts. So, yep.
Thank you. Unscheduled visitors is the next item, and this evening I do not see any. Action items, as I mentioned earlier with our volunteer program coming up, we all have an item or two to prepare for, as well as the board members that are not with us tonight. So I'm sure we'll all be held accountable to get that done in time in April, which leads us to board time. So we'll start. Candy, do you have anything you'd like to share?
Well, I'd like to thank Kim for the update and just a reminder of the master plan, because, like you said, it's been a few years, and it's just nice to get it refreshed in our mind. But also, what well-timed snow we had, and I enjoyed. I looked at all the entries, and every one of them was so good. I don't know how anybody could choose just one, because they were really good. People were very creative this year, and so if you didn't win, just keep making snowmen, because it makes everybody smile, even if you didn't win. That's all I've got.
Sharon?
I just left my head really quick.
Want me to come back to you?
So, well, I can't help it. So, yeah, so the Soar into Spring, in the past, we used to put some of the upcoming events on there. Can you give us a date? Or do you know? If not, I don't mean to put you on the spot. It's spring.
Yeah, April 23rd,
April, that's what I was looking for.
11 to 1.
The other thing I was going to mention, what I was really going to say is, if they don't get the In Touch, which is the magazine that comes out every quarter, can they, is there anything they have to do that, to get that? Or do they just go online to find that? Because that always has some great information in it.
Yes. So it is on our website. So the full In Touch is on the, I think it's on the front page of the city website. But if you go to the recreation page, along the left-hand side, there's something that says Recreation Connection, and that's just the recreation information from the In Touch. So they can just, it's all on our website. Yeah, I don't know if they can contact and ask for an In Touch. I'm
Yeah.
not sure how that would be a question to call like City Hall and see how that works. I think we have extras in our office.
Yeah.
And there may be some extras here at City Hall, but
Great,
absolutely.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I don't have much to add. As much as I enjoyed the snowman, I'm also excited to see some spring things up there. I think this past weekend, I got a lot of people out. I saw a lot of folks walking and enjoying the great trails and the shared path that we have through the community, and looking forward to some green showing up. Excited what you guys have in store for the folks this summer. So thank you again for everything you and the staff do, Kim, the recreation and park staff, and we appreciate it. With that, if nobody has anything else, I'll accept a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Meeting adjourned.